Today we have another quick unboxing of an Eart guitar. I've never tried an Eart guitar before, but I hear a bunch of good things. It came like this, half the plastic ripped off in transit. It was delivered, this was through Amazon, and it came through USPS, or the Postal Service. Surprisingly not UPS or FedEx or Amazon themselves, but it's in good condition. It's just this plastic started to come off. Okay, well that was annoying. We got that off. Now we have a pretty simple box. One box that came in. And we open it up and we have more tape. That styrofoam is packed in there real tight. So inside here is actually pretty impressive, the way that they have it packed in the styrofoam. Packed very nice and tight. And you can see there's support on this side to support the head. And everything's looking good. We have a little protector over the switch. 5-way switch, I believe. And then we will. It fits like a glove. We have the tremolo and a couple Allen keys. And it looks like a different angle for the tremolo or something like that, or a different type of tip, more like a standard tip that you can change it to. But here we have rubber band. Another protective covering. It's a pretty good weight, I think, right off the bat. And then there we are. We have a satin type finish on a red body. We have the good old protective cover over the strings. And yeah, there we are. Roasted maple neck, rosewood fingerboard. It's got an interesting kind of pattern there. It's got like two marks on it, like right kind of in the middle of the neck. It's roasted, I believe, Canadian maple. It has a kind of Sur-shaped headstock. If you're into that, you might not be into that, but that's what you get with Eart. And then it has the directly into the neck screws. There's no back plate. There's a little more of a contour here, just a little bit of a contour. And then compared to like a Fender Strat, the horns at the top are smaller. It does have a cover on the back for the trem. And then the pick guard is like a mint, which is really nice. I really like parchment or cream or mint pick guards compared to white. White's a little boring and kind of looks a little cheap. The knobs and pots are really kind of tight. They kind of take they do not turn that easily. They're definitely not loose. A nice thing about this, the trem, 6-point trem. You have 6 screws instead of the 2 or the dual fulcrum. It's a 6-point, and right now it's decked, but it's out of tune. So when we tune it up, it'll probably spring into action. And an interesting thing about these are, instead of alder or poplar or NATO or the other kind of common woods that you see in a Strat, these are made with mahogany, but not only mahogany, but roasted mahogany. It's a 2-piece mahogany body, and then a maple neck and a rosewood fingerboard. With one of the things that Eart is really known for is their really nicely polished and shiny frets with the ball ends. So you have an incredible feeling fast neck with a satin finish on the back. And we'll get more into specs and more of a real demo of it in a part 2. But for now, it's first impressions and unboxing, and I am pretty impressed with what we have so far. We have these kind of, I don't know what you call that type of tuner. They're kind of the bubbly kind of tuner. It's not your usual Fender or Gibson style. It's got kind of that roundedness to it. And it has the truss rod adjustment at the bottom of the neck here, really easily accessible, so you have no hole on the headstock. And they're not locking tuners, they're just normal tuners. You have 2 string trees. So let's just plug it in and tune it up and just hear a quick sound test, and then we'll be back in part 2 for a real demo. So we'll plug it into a tube amp, a Friedman Runt 20, and just tune it up, just to make sure that the electronics work and the pickups sound okay. The input jack is on the side, or on the bottom here, which is unlike Fender, where it's on the top usually. But, tune time. Tune time. Tune it up. So I can already tell that it has a warmer quality to it because of the mahogany body. The tuners feel good, they're nice and tight, they turn well. So that's actually on the bridge pickup, and it's not a humbucker, it's a single coil, and that sounds pretty good. I actually have the volume down a little bit. And the tone, we'll turn everything all the way up and we'll go to the neck. Alright. It's a compound U to C shaped neck, which is interesting. So it's a little more rounded and boat-like up here, where you're playing your... It's already out of tune again. Where you're playing your kind of open chords. But tune it back up. So yeah, first impressions are good. That neck feels spectacular. That does not feel like a budget neck in any regard. This feels like a neck you would find on an American-made Fender. It feels great. The fretwork is really, really good. The rosewood looks fantastic, and it has a finish on top of it which also looks good, a thin finish. I don't think it's dyed, but it might be a little bit. It might be dyed a little bit. And the nut, they say, is bone, and it's cut exceptionally well. Again, for an instrument in this price, for being a budget instrument. So we'll get more into it in the next video. So remember to like and subscribe below if you're interested in that, or if you enjoyed this. I really do appreciate it. I have more videos coming, more videos on my channel. But until then, take care. Oh boy.